What's going on, everyone? We are live. Now, tonight's live is a little different than the usual live. We are going to talk a lot of Mark IV. We're going to talk PincheAl's Garage's online store. So there's a lot to talk about. First things first, let me get my YouTube on here so I can read comments. Got to see the comments. Super vital to live streams, you know what I mean? All right. Whew. Now, we got a couple things going on tonight. Number one, online store. I mean, we've been live for about a month. Yo, 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 what's going on, Wayne? And I kind of want your guys' input or ideas on what we should be offering besides merch. I want to stay away from merch as much as I can. The merch is really about, if you guys like what I do, please, get merch. It helps us fund the channel and the builds, and it helps us fund contests. And that's also what this live stream is all about, is a contest coming up. We actually got a I forgot to bring it out here. Let me bring it over here. Before I even say anything, I might as well just show you guys. Kind of didn't think about it until right now. I'm tired. It's been a long week for me. But I don't know if you can see all that purple, but Super Clean came in hard because they really enjoyed what we were doing with their product. And they really like how everything turned out. So Super Clean wants us to give you guys stuff. Pretty much, they want us to give you guys a whole giveaway kit, what you see right here. Their Super Clean foam, their wheel cleaner, and then their new foaming cleaner they just came out with, plus a couple hats, and possibly a Super Clean banner. The way it's gonna work, we're gonna do it Saturday. I haven't gotten a confirmation of the time on Saturday, but this Saturday, we're gonna give away this entire bundle, completely free. All you have to do is watch the channel. Now, the way it's gonna work, everyone on TikTok, all right? Everyone on TikTok has to be on the YouTube channel watching the live stream, because that's how I'm gonna keep track of all the people who truly are enjoying my content. If you are subscribed to my channel and you're watching the live stream, I will give you all this. Super Clean will give you this entire bundle, which will include hats. Oh, let me keep forgetting, man. There's hats, there's some t-shirts. Where are they? I just set them aside. Here they are. You guys get some t-shirts from Super Clean. All right. So what you see here, and then what I'm going to end up doing is giving you guys as well a Mark IV or a PincheAl like merch kit, which will include a full set of custom coasters I'm going to throw in for you guys. I make these all in-house with my laser cutter. They're going to have random images on them. Some of them my son's going to paint, so be ready for that as well. They're going to be, some of them will be hand painted. You'll see here my son painted these. These came out pretty cool. And again, we're just going to give these away. They're going to come with a coaster holder and a bunch of the coasters that we make here in-house. We're going to throw that in there. We're going to give you guys we're going to give you guys as well. This is a piece. I don't know if you guys watch my farm channel, but I chopped down a tree. And when I chopped it down, I salvaged a bunch of the logs and I cut them down and I treated it. So now we have homemade coasters. So we have a set of homemade coasters on top of these. We just got these new acai wood coasters. I'm going to be actually testing these out today live on my stream. Want to see how these turn out. On top of that, we got some 3D printing to do tonight. I'm also going to toss in, if you're a Mark IV guy, I'm tossing in a set of 52 millimeter gauge pod holders right here for your Mark IV free. It's all part of the contest, all right, guys? It's all free for you. So if you guys are going to watch the live stream, pretty much what you see here is what you're going to get completely for free just for watching the channel. There's no entries required. You just have to be on the live stream on Saturday. Got that? Saturday. I'm going to post Friday the time, the exact time, so you guys can be on the live stream. Now, the catch is you have to join the YouTube live stream because that's how I know you guys are committed to what I do here. Now, what you're going to get on top of that, we'll pay for the shipping and everything, so don't worry about it, guys. Everything will be included. If you like this contest, Super Clean told me they're willing to do even more of these contests as long as you guys are willing to tag me on all your videos using their products, and then they'll give us more free stuff to give away to you guys. What do you guys think about that? Can I get a thumbs up? Can I get a hell yeah, or what's up? Come on, tell me. I got my classic PincheAl shirt on, my classic PincheAl hat on. You know, I decided to go, full on PincheAl, right? So while you guys are thinking about that, #1 fan, that's right, Wayne, you've been here forever, buddy. Again, for you guys watching live stream, if you like that, please give me a thumbs up. Give me something to prove that you guys really want this. TikTok right now is super busy, but no one's commenting. It's kind of like a dead, people are just crickets. Over here on YouTube, people are commenting. And if you guys are trying to find my channel, it's super easy. It's the same name on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all of them. It's just PincheAls-Garage. And once you Google it, you'll find me. You'll find me. Just like, subscribe, and be part of the channel, and then you get free stuff. On the Saturday when we do the free channel, when we do the giveaway, we're just going to pick a random person from the entire list. We're going to pretty much, I can extract the entire list of everybody that's live, put in an Excel doc, and then randomize pick the person, and then that person wins the package. Straightforward. If I'm feeling feisty and frisky that day, I might give away more stuff, but I need more people to, like what I do and be a part of this so we can have more giveaways. For example, and not to hold you guys back, but this is another thing that we might be giving away. But I have to see if anybody wants to be a part of it. If you guys want to be a part of it, a brand new set of PincheAls Garage, homemade, in-house made, and fuel lines. All right. I might give away a set of these. If you guys are in, we might give a set away of these brand new AN fuel lines made out of PTFE, pretty much, and Evil Energy fittings. So this is another item we might possibly give away. I don't know. And then I just made these yesterday. Let me get them out of here first. I just made these as well. A brand new set of breather hoses, A&N fittings, straights with 90s in them. They came out beautiful, full on black nylon. These came out great last night. So all those, I mean, this right here, if you ever made an A&N line, they're not hard and they're not easy to make, but they are a pain in the butt to make if you don't have the right tools to make these. I'm possibly going to give them away on Saturday. We'll make a new set and give away on Saturday. All right. So these right here, I just saw that Carrot Top Tuning beat me to it, which, you know, props to them. They are releasing their A&N fuel lines for a really good price. But the thing is, he doesn't make his products in-house. And that's kind of where I change. That's how my stuff changes, right? I make everything in-house by me. Everything is touched by me. Everything is shipped by me. And that's kind of like the one-stop shop, right? PincheAl. There is going to be a lead time when you order these lines, but I will be making these personally for everyone, whoever orders these on our website. They are going to be a little bit more expensive because I use fittings from Evo Energy. I don't have my own fitting brand or anything like that. I'm going to be using Evo Energy's fittings and their lines. They are a in-house, how do you say, brand. I might, if I can, maybe I can set up my laser cutter and I can probably engrave on the aluminum. It'd be really cool to do engraving on here. I don't know if I can or not, but it's something I can consider, maybe some personalization on it. He didn't make them live yet because he announced them today in the morning. I saw the post. But yeah, it'd be interesting. So again, please like, subscribe. The more people that are live on my live feed on Saturday, the more I'm willing to give away stuff. That's one of my favorite things to do, is give away things. I don't know if you guys ever been a part of my YouTube channel at all, but I usually give away some pretty crazy stuff. Sometimes I'll give away a turbo kit. Sometimes I'll give away a full body kit or a wheel set. And all of that comes out of my pocket. I don't take it out of anybody else's pocket. This is stuff that I give away. I will buy. I mean, we did a whole body kit for someone. I think it was Wayne who won a body kit and wheel set from us. That's Wayne, huh? You sure do. So it's one of those things. I love to make sure all the audience, the followers, and my legit fans, you know, people who enjoy what I do, I mean, I give back as much as I can. You know, that's what it's about, you know, is the community, the Volkswagen community, and making sure we give back to everyone who watch and support the channel. Damn, I totally forgot you won the turbo kit. You won the wheels. Jeez. Yeah, I totally forgot you won all that. Yeah, Wayne spent a fortune on entries. So we do entries. When we do big contests, we definitely do entries for them. It's very simple. You just, for every dollar you spend on our online store, you gain an entry. That's easy. We typically stop at like a 3,000 to 5,000 entries just because we don't want to, how do you say, flood the amount of people buying, getting into it. We kind of want to make it a smaller amount of people to win the kit. But we do it on 2 locations. Hey, Dirty Rat and Clean Cat. We do multiple contests. We do stuff on our public YouTube page, and then we do privately through Patreon. We go both ways just because we want people to get involved and more part of what we do here on the channel. So everyone on TikTok, if you're watching, please like, subscribe, head on over to PincheAls Garage and be a part of the channel. You will reap the rewards just for being part of the channel on YouTube. I'm not lying. TikTok, unfortunately, I'm not going to be giving away anything on TikTok. I'm just having people redirect to YouTube. But you guys can still be a part of it. No big deal. Yeah, buddy. Have a good one. All right. So now that being said, I showed you guys a bunch of that. I actually need to start a couple 3D prints because we're going to be making some samples for the online store. We're going to start some laser cuts tonight so you guys can see the final products of what I make in-house. Just wanted to make sure that you guys understand Super Clean is all about giving away stuff to you guys. So please, when you guys join the live stream on Saturday, tag them, hit them up, tell them, hey, what's going on? Be part of the live. And then the more and more we get going, the more we can get people involved so we can have a large amount of people watching the stream so we can make sure someone wins something super cool. All right, let me move all this out of the way because we still got stuff to do. It's not done. We're not done on the live stream, by the way. We're just getting stuff going. All right. Again, AN fuel lines made in-house. Breather hoses made in-house. All products from Evil Energy. So I get all their hoses and their fittings from them. And then I make everything in-house. I use all my equipment here to make them. All right, let me move these out of the way. I don't want these getting all scratched up, so. Oh, and then let me show you guys this one too. I just made this one today. Let me pull this out of here. It's got coolant all over it. Yeah. So I made my first coolant line. It came out pretty dope. Let me show you guys this one right here. So this is a coolant line that we made here in-house. This is the return line for a 1.8T. Now this return line is designed to work with an OEM turbo or a big turbo. So this is actually a cool product that I made. It's got coolant on it because I just put it in the car and there's still coolant in the system. So I made a banjo. So if you guys want to know the factory specs for a custom line on your Mark IV 180, it's a M14 1.5 thread pitch. So the bolt size is M14 with a 1.5 thread pitch. That is the factory size for the threads. Now the good news, most Garrett turbos or ball bearing turbos use that size for coolant feeds. Very rare you're going to get a smaller size than that for a coolant feed and return line. I'm going to be making a barb style coolant line for the feed. So this is a return line that we made in-house. This is designed to go straight to the block, right on the feed port on the back of your engine block. This coolant line fits right in there beautifully with a banjo bolt. And it's an AN style, so it's AN6, like that. Beautiful, beautiful line. We use PTFE for the material for the hose. So you know it's designed to withstand up to 500 degrees Fahrenheit. It's designed for coolant. It's not designed for, how do you say, oil to go through here. It's strictly a coolant or a gasoline or how do you say, solvent line. So this line, you can't be running oil through it, not at all. You want to run water or fuel through this line. That's what it's designed for. This is, again, the length for a, I'm going to try to make this slightly universal, but it's going to be more designed for a Garrett or some type of GT series ball bearing turbo. They'll have this length with these two angles on it, with a 90 and a straight, with both the banjo fittings and the bolts. We're going to pretty much offer as a kit for the return line, and then we're going to make a kit for the feed line, because both, even though both turbos, I'm going to make them, how about put it this way, I'm going to make them a little bit longer than normal. So if your turbo sits on top, so if it's a top mounted turbo or a side mounted turbo like on my car, you'll be able to use both applications with the same line. We're going to offer full return policies on these. If you do buy them, they're going to have a full return policy. So if you did buy them and they don't fit the way you want it to fit, just ship them right back. We want to make sure you guys have a good turbo setup with proper fittings. These fittings are designed to never leak. However, if you do remove and reinstall, eventually you're going to score the aluminum on the inside and they will leak. That is the unfortunate nature of aluminum and steel AN fittings. They do go bad after you take them out and put them back on, because they get dirt inside of here. If you're taking them off and debris, and then when you tighten these back down, you're going to score the metal, and it's just, that's the end of it. It's very common. They like to leak eventually, after multiple uses. But if you do it right and you install your setup correctly, you probably will never need to buy a new line for a long time. But we're going to be offering a feed coolant line and a return line. Believe it or not, it's actually pretty hard to find a 1.8T AN fitting turbo oil return line. It's not a very common hose because it's a very weird application. I've seen a couple manufacturers make them, and the problem that I see when they make them is when you feed it, when you make the fitting and it goes under on your oil pan and goes over, you have a huge risk of hitting your axle. And that's a big no-no. You don't want the axle to get hit. So we're going to be using a 15-degree angle on the bottom for the oil return, which will give us a less of aggressive bend like this. Instead of a big old aggressive bend, we're going to go 15 degrees down here. It's going to feed it all the way up and have a really, really long curve. We're also going to toss in for the oil, the coolant line and the oil line. We're going to be putting in a heat shield. So a Kevlar, Wayne, yeah, this is an AN line. We're going to be giving you guys a Kevlar shield, heat shield, to prevent any type of melting, because there is a possibility if your downpipe is going to be custom made. Sometimes when you make downpipes with a wastegate dump tube, you have a risk of it touching those lines. Your turbo fits, I mean, literally just goes right underneath to your axle and your downpipe, and that's very risky for melting lines. I've seen it too common where people just make a line and then just go at it, and once that turbo and the exhaust gets super hot, lines start to melt and start leaking fuel, or they start leaking oil, especially oil. Once upon a time, I had a friend's car catch fire on his VR6 turbo. just because the oil line was just too close to the turbo manifold and caught fire. Thank goodness he had a extinguisher in the car and was able to save the car, but he'd lost a decent amount of stuff. The wiring was fried on that car, so he had to rewire the entire car, but he was able to save his entire build. Oh, let's see if they can. We can turn on multi-guest. I forgot we can do this on. There we go. So yeah, this is again an AN return line for a 1.8T on the back of the block. And this is designed for a Garrett or a ball bearing turbo. Mostly all ball bearing turbos will have a how do you say, a coolant line for return and feed. The feed one is going to be designed for a barb fitting to go onto the coolant hard line that goes on the block. So it's gonna be a two-size line. It's gonna go from AN6 to, I believe, 5/8 on a barb to go on to our 1.8T coolant hard line. Unfortunately, there's no tap, so we can run a AN line to a coolant source on our 1.8T block. Because I would love to have a coolant source with an AN fitting, because it just looks so good. And no one makes a coolant hardline that has AN fittings for the 1.8T, unfortunately, which is not a bad idea for future reference, guys. You know, if someone's out there that wants to make something super cool, if you want to develop a really good line, develop a coolant hardline on the 1.8T with AN ports on it, so we can just make all our own lines for cooling the car. That'd be dope. All right, so there's that. Wayne, yes, I do have a banner. I just don't know where it's at. You know, I still haven't unpacked my entire house yet. All right. Now that being said, I love hardline looks so good. I agree. I agree. AN lines or hard lines look amazing when done right. All right, so back to what I was talking about. We're going to be making a couple products that I've actually never made before until now. So what you see here, these I've made before. So I'm not saying I've never made these before. These are different. I don't know if you guys see what these are, but these are the buttons to the dash on a Mark IV, the blanks. Believe it or not, most Mark IVs don't have buttons on their dash. And these are the blanks that you can add to your dash if you guys want some. Let me get you guys up close here. This will help so you guys can see what I'm talking about. There you go. These are Mark IV dash blanks. These are the 52mm gauge pod holders that we make in carbon fiber or PT carbon fiber. So this is lighter So this is the carbon fiber. They're heat resistant, but they're only heat resistant to about 130 degrees. So not crazy, but we make them out of ASA as well, which is more heat resistant, up to 150 to almost 180 degrees Fahrenheit. I recommend using this material over this, but this will still survive inside of a car. I know cars get super hot during the summer, but these should not warp. But I personally would prefer the ABS or ASA plastic. It's just more resistant to heat. If you guys see right here, these are some of the coasters we've been making. Again, we make them in-house. This is one that my son painted. This one's my current logo. This one has a picture of my little trailer on it. These are the coaster holders that we make. We're going to be making these in carbon fiber or ASA. We are not using PLA. We do not use PLA for anything we manufacture in-house. So you guys know that. I do not use PLA. I stay away from that as much as I can. PLA, unfortunately, is very weak and likes to break, especially when it drops. So, but everything else, I'm going to be making these tonight out of this Akai wood. So if you guys want to see these come out, I'll make a couple of them come out tonight with this logo, and I believe with this logo right here. But if you guys have any ideas for any in-house merch or other products I should be offering to you guys, please comment. I would love to know what you guys would like on the online store. We can offer banners, we offer coasters, desk mats. This guy right here. So this one, I think is going to come out better on a darker wood, on this wood. So we're going to see how this one turns out. This wood right here. So this wood right here, I'm not a fan of it. The company kind of misled me on their wood material. It's all glued together. This is actually not one solid piece of wood. This is actually a bunch of different woods glued together and sanded as one. And the problem with that, let's see if I have a good example. Here we go. The problem with this material, if you look at this one right here, it has multiple lines in it because the glue changes the temperature when you're cutting with the laser. So give me a minute and I'll show you guys. Let me get some designing going right now. I'm going to do one of these. So if you guys own a Mark IV, if you guys know what this is a strut cap. This is the cap that covers your strut inside your Mark IV engine bay. And currently no one makes these anymore. You can buy these online. They're made out of pressed plastic, injected molded. They're dope. I love these on engine bays. They used to make these out of billet, but believe it or not, there was a company making these out of billet and they were gorgeous inside your car. Unfortunately, I wish I had a CNC machine in-house because I would make these out of billet again. These are dope. But we're going to make them out of ABS so you guys can put these in your engine bay. We're also going to offer an ASA option too. Why is no one talking? You'd be surprised, Wayne. No one likes to talk. People just like to listen. But so we're going to be offering a ABS, ASA, and possibly a carbon fiber option with this material. So I'm going to actually print out a sample today so you guys can see what this looks like. So I'm going to make one really quick with a, I think I'm going to use my current logo, the VW skull. And then I'm going to laser cut one of these guys, but in the darker wood. Something, I think I'm going to use this solid dark one. So we're going to get that machine up and running. Give me a second here. I'll be right back. No, that's not that. That's the 3D printing one. All right. All right, so we're going to set the laser to autofocus. And then, give me a second, guys. I'm still trying to find these other files that we have here. Oh, I might as well move you guys back because then you guys can see what's going on. There's a lot goes on in here, believe it or not. There we go. To the car giveaway, the Corrado. Those are all coming up, Wayne. We have to finish one car at a time. I'm not allowed to multitask on multiple cars. I have to focus on one car at a time. So my Mark IV is very important because I need it up and running for car shows. That's kind of how we're going to promote the channel and all that. So no, there's all here. Don't worry, it's all here. All right, let's see. K1C. It's not a bad idea. Send it to the left printer. Because this still has filament in it. All right. So I'm just starting the strut cap right now. What's going to happen next? I'm going to get ready to start this guy right here. This one's actually never printed anything in ABS. So I really want to see how it does with ABS. The K2 from Creality are really good printers, but they're one of those weird printers that you have to, the K2s you have to like fine tune versus the, no, yeah, versus the K1. So if you guys are into 3D printing at all, the K1s are actually way more accurate 3D printers, and they're more versatile for a lot of stuff. They work really, really well for like a lot of different materials. The K2s, they're like PLA printers. I'm not a big fan of them for like anything else but PLA. So I make a bunch of random stuff for the house, for the shop. I use it for my pegboard. But today is actually going to be the first time they're going to be printing an ABS. I'm going to learn how to fine tune them. I bought a couple cases of ABS today so we can actually get this working. Ooh, I gotta stop this print because this is actually not on. You gotta stop. Stop. Woo, totally forgot that. That's using a very special material in that printer. And I put the wrong specs in it. But we're gonna be using Creality CR ABS. This is one of the easiest plastics to print on with a sealed enclosure. It's not recommended to print on open enclosures to print ABS, because ABS, the moment it sees a temperature change, it warps. It starts pulling apart from the lines, and you're just gonna have a failed print. So I don't recommend using ABS on an open enclosure. All right, give me a second. I gotta reconfigure this model really quick. I almost made a boo-boo. That's actually ASA. And this guy, all right. So now this printer is going. This one's making actually some decadescent plastics that I need. My laser cutter is going right now. Not yet. We just got to get it to frame. So we're getting that framing right now. And then I'll show you guys, once I have it all framed and everything, you guys can see. I'll show you guys in just a minute. Okay, I gotta wash the framing really quick. Still too big. This is the only part I hate. I gotta go back and forth, back and forth. That might be it. Now, I wonder why I can't frame it as a circle. Oh, I can. Much better. Haha. No. What? Frame it as a circle. See, this is what I hate about some of the software. Hey, Carlene, what's going on? All right. So we got the laser going now. So if you guys are watching, we got the laser going right now. We got this guy. We got this guy printing the new Mark IV strut cups or strut mount cups. I'm gonna get the other printer ready for ABS for another item we're gonna be making in house. So this should be ready in about a few minutes. So yeah, we got quite a busy night tonight. So we're gonna get this roll of filament going. Now, this requires to be printed at 220 to 260 Celsius. This has, I think, they don't even state. I know you want the bed about 60 to 80 Celsius. You want them really hot. You want the bed super hot for this. So this is called CR-ABS. So this is a very common filament with Creality. So let's get this going. Open up the lid here. Feed this in here. Get that fed. So that's going. As it feeds, we're going to be working on the next step and then getting that one started. All right. Everything's turning out pretty good. Hope you guys will enjoy the end result. This guy, I set the laser to, I think, 25% on the engraving on this darker wood right here that we're going to be using. We're going to see how it turns out. But we might go to a different, maybe a lighter. Since this is a darker wood, I think a lighter percentage will be a better option so the image comes out brighter. We'll see when we get to that point. Brand, Creality. Oh, color. It shall be black. All right. So now we have our filament ready for printing on the K2. We're going to do, what should I make next? What do you guys want me to make? I can make these. These are the dash vent covers or the dash blanks or a different gauge pod or another coaster, which I already have enough of. What do you guys think we should make? Well, what do you think we should make tonight? Because I'll have 3 printers going at once right now, and then I have my 4th printer. We can have something else going on that one too, so we can have 4 printers going at once making something. What should I make for the contest on Saturday to give away? How about that? Tell me what you guys want me to make, and I will make it tonight. Ooh, seatbelt covers? Done. Let me add those to the manufacturer list. Here we go. See, Wayne, with the comments, fast. See, guys, I can make that. All right, Wayne, which seatbelt cover do you want? Do you want the 1.8T, the GTI, do you want the GTI, the VR6, the VW Skull, the PincheAl Skull one? Which seatbelt cover? Just so you know, I can make them, but they're a giveaway. So if you don't win, you don't get them, just so you know. But they'll be on my online store for ordering as well, though. GTI, all right, give me a second. I'll add those onto the list. Okay, I'll do the skull. We got about 1 minute and 30 seconds. And this is requested by, what's it called, Wayne. Yeah, the new material is superior in comparison to what I've been using. And the printers that I'm using now are like way better, leaps and bounds better than what I was using before. So yeah, these printers are pretty gnarly and they're fast. So right now it's going to be printing the skull seatbelt covers on this printer right here. These are printing right now. Those should be ready in about, what, 30 minutes? I think 30, 40 minutes. They're fast too. Holy smokes. Are they fast? Right, Shabibri? Right, Shabibri? Oh, Shabribri's so tiny. Ooh, you stinky. But I can't give you guys baths. Cats can't have baths all the time. Not good for you guys. Not good. That's why you're stinky in the garage and not outside. In the garage and not in the house. Stinky in here. All right? Oh, Shabribri. Kitty, 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 kitty. Dun, 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 dun. Down, 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 down. Chaos kitty. Meow. 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 No, just kidding. Go. All right. How about you guys on TikTok? Is there anything you guys would like me to add onto the giveaway that we're going to do on Monday? I mean, Saturday. Anything you guys want me to add to the prize pile? You guys are watching, so it'd be very helpful if you guys give me some advice. I have a printer that's not doing anything on the end. What else could we add to the pile of free stuff? I can make keychains. I can make signs. I can make. I mean, it's 3D printed. So literally anything you guys can. Oh, and laser engraved. I do offer the option of personalizations on the laser engraving as well. So if you guys are interested in anything, tell me. If you guys want to talk car, tell me. I'm here to talk car too. I mean, this is a YouTube/TikTok car channel, and we talk car all the time. All right, well, while you guys trying to make up your mind and think about something, I'm going to put another roll of material in the other machine. So that way we have all 4 printers going. While you guys think about what we can make. Now, I can make things on the spot or design things. If you guys want something designed, definitely an option. I am not your typical TikTok 3D guy. I'm not here making those cute little, rip-off toys that they make with models. I mean, they're neat, but those are all 3D printed. I'd rather, if you're going to want a 3D model printed in 12K, I can print them in these right here out of liquid. 100 times better than those 3D printed ones that those guys make. All right, that printer's ready to go. So, and you guys have any comments? I mean, I got a 4th printer ready to pump out something for you guys. I just need an answer. You guys need to say something because we're gonna give it away. I'm not selling you guys anything. I'm giving it away. Free 99. All right, guys, free 99. I don't know about anybody else on TikTok trying to make money, but this guy don't make money. He gives it away. If you guys want something, you just have to ask what type of item I make. So on the Mark IV world, gauges, dash buttons. I make the dash vents. I make the strut covers that's coming out on its way. The seatbelt covers. We also make. Hold on here. We also make, what else is there? We make coasters. I make the coaster holder. This is actually designed by me. There's a speaker bracket that we're going to be releasing for the Mark IV. We used it in my current build for the stereo system. Holy smokes, does it improve your sound quality like insane. It's a speaker bracket that we designed. So that did not come out really good. Too dark. You see that? Way too dark. Now, that's probably because I set it too high. So we're going to change it back to the 11% it requested and see if it made a difference. So we're going to change this design out. But you'll notice this is the failure. This is what we get. This is how it happens. We got to trial and error until we actually can release an actual product. So we're going to put this back in here. We're going to do it again. Just a little bit to the side. Okay, so stop that. So we're going to change the percentage on that laser and see if we can get a better outcome. I got a good one for you guys. Let me see if I can put this in here. Trying to find something fun for you guys. Well, I don't know what you guys would like, so we need people to ask what you guys want or what I can make or can't make. We also will be making stickers in-house, so there'll be stickers available as well with this logo and a bunch of other fun stuff that we offer. We offer a massive inventory of stickers. They're mostly just your standard decal ones. It's just a single color that you just slap on anything. We'll be making a bunch of those again. Those we sell for $1 to $2 a sticker. Nothing crazy. Just trying to think. You guys have any questions at all for me? Valve cover gasket. Thank you, William C. Thank you for joining. You guys have any questions? Any VW questions? Any turbo questions? 1.8T? Anything you guys can think about? That's what I'm here for. I know you guys were all into the build, but right now the build's on hold until the other parts show up. We're going to be ordering new, we got a couple new lines coming in. I got a feed line I got to make, an oil feed line I have to make, an oil return line I have to make, and a coolant feed line I have to make. So I got 3 lines left. Once those 3 lines are done, the engine's going back in the car. Pretty much the car's ready to go. Oh, and stage 8 fasteners are sending I ordered a bunch of stuff from them. I got all new stage 8 fasteners coming for the turbo, the manifold, and the downpipe. So all that. So we're going to start the car with no downpipe, by the way, because I had to have my downpipe fabricated. So the car has to be running so I can get it to the shop so they can make me a brand new downpipe. We're going to go full V-band. I'm looking for the Vibrant V-band adapter. I really like the look of that. I'm also considering going to full intercooled V-band setup. From what I've been seeing, it's pretty dope. I just picked up a what? A new game system. What'd you get? What new game system did you get, bruh? Like the old school Nintendo NES? 'Cause that's not new. That's been around for like 20 plus years. Hell yeah. I got one of those. Dude, I think I have almost every console. I'm missing a handful like oddball consoles, but I have all the most popular consoles. Yeah, the 1985 NES. So I got an NES, Super Nintendo. I even have a Famicom, which is the old school NES from Japan. Hypothetically speaking, I really want to rebuild a 12-valve 6 for my Mark III. What's better, a stock rebuild or engine for turbo? So Edgar, Very, very good question. Is it better to build your VR6 for boost or for naturally aspirated? Well, the big difference between the two, since it's a 12 valve, is the head spacer. The nice thing is you can build the engine for boost, leave everything else untouched, and you can drive the crap out of it with the stock head gasket. And then when you're ready to go full boost, use ARP head studs or the ARP bolts because you can reuse them. All you have to do is throw in a head spacer, slap that back on, and you're ready for boost. So you don't have to do much any more work. You know what I mean? I mean, if you're going to do it for boost, you might as well just do it that way because it will get you ready for that. And for VR6 to make, 400, 600 horsepower, it isn't difficult because all you have to do is drop the compression. You just have to go to a 9-to-1 compression, 9.5. I think you can go to 9.5 with a head gasket spacer, and you're done. You don't need to do anything else to the engine. Just make sure that you gap the piston rings for boost during the rebuild process, and then you upgrade your rod bearings, your rod bolts. The rod bolts are weak on this engine, so you have to go to ARP rod bolts, but you can use stock rods. You can use stock pistons, and you just got to gap the rings properly for boost. Get rod bearings and main bearings, like race bearings on them. The valves on the head, personally, I would go upgrade the valves to, SuperTech or Ferrera valves. Even Tectonics Tuning has a valve kit for boost applications. You can go one size over, so go one over, and that will help you a ton for flow when you want to go boost, but it's fine for naturally aspirated to begin with. So to answer your question, build it for boost, but don't put a head gasket spacer. Leave it alone naturally aspirated. When you're ready to go to boost, all you do is pull the head off, slap in your gasket, get the head all cleaned off, slap in your head gasket spacer, and bam, you're ready for boost. Everything else can be untouched. There you go, Edgar. Hopefully that answered your question. That will help a ton long term as well. You'll build the engine for pretty much being bulletproof. All right, so 3 out of 4 printers going already. And then the laser cutter is going too. But JD, Hunter, CGen, thank you for tuning in. We're just doing a live. We're hanging out here. If you have any comments and finding out what we're doing, all we're doing tonight is just talking car, talking merch, talking 3D printers, talking anything. I'm waiting for this laser to finish. It's almost done. So it looks like less percentage is even lighter, more percentage is even darker, and there's no happy medium, which is kind of sucky because I really wanted these to come out really nice. I might have to go to a much higher percentage for this image. It's almost done. And that's a lot of ice cube machines. They're 3D printers, buddy. But thanks. All right, all done. So this one, I think this image is not very good for this type of material. It's kind of disappointing. It's hard to tell. Very, very difficult to read out on this material. So you'll see here on the much darker application, this is at 25% and this is at 11%. That sucks because that would have been really cool. I think we have to go to a light material if we want to use an image, and then we have to go to a dark material just for font. Or this skull right here that we use for my YouTube channel, my logo. This guy. So we're gonna give this one pretty much a fail. We're gonna try it again, but this time we're gonna use just the logo and the font to see how that turns out. But I was kind of disappointed in that. But you know, it's part of the whole trial and error thing, you know what I mean, guys? That's kind of how it works out in the end. Okay, I like that, Wayne. I know people like that logo a lot. All right, buddy, you have a good night too. Let's see how this frames out. Yeah, that framed out beautifully. All right, let's get that one cutting. And this one, I'm going to go at 50% because I really want a dark logo. All right, we're almost done on this machine. This one just started. But no one's actually wanted anything. No one wants anything? No one wants free stuff? It's really interesting to how people watch but won't say anything. I mean, it's free. Who doesn't like free stuff? I mean, no one, because no one's commenting. You're the first person, Cams, that's actually said something on the feed. Everybody else has been like quiet. Free is too expensive. I agree. I agree. It's impressive that no one wants anything, and I've been trying to give away stuff, and no one has said anything. Right now, I'm just making some coasters. Well, I appreciate it, Cams. I appreciate you being here every night. It helps out with the people joining in, you know what I mean? But it's been interesting that no one wants anything for free. Hey, Sebastian, welcome. What's going on? Well, We're talking about the contest coming up on Saturday. We're going to be giving away a full super clean bundle just for watching the channel. There's nothing you have to pay for to enter. It's just watch the channel and you get free stuff. We're going to be giving away a big bundle, a big box of free goodies. It's going to include 3 or 4 super clean chemicals. We're going to give you guys a banner. We're going to give you guys a bunch of Mark IV and PincheAls Garage free merch, all included. The more people watch, I'm going to be giving, if more people watch and like, subscribe, and follow the YouTube channel, I'm going to give away more stuff. Plain and simple. But if no one wants anything, no one's going to get anything. For example, I have these brand new AN lines that I made for fuel and brand new breather hoses that I also made for your catch can. I was going to toss in a brand new set of hoses with a catch can. I was going to toss in a brand new set of AN lines for a 1.8T fuel system. But no one is commenting. It's kind of disappointing and actually sad because I want to give away things, but no one wants anything. So on Saturday, if we're not hyped up and all busy, this is not going to happen, plain and simple. You know, I appreciate it, but we want more than just the normal people that are here. We want newcomers to come in. You know, I want as many people as possible to come and join the feed on Saturday. So that's why I'm giving you guys as much information as I can today. There will be multiple posts throughout the week until Friday. Friday, I'm going to announce the time. So that way no one's all like, oh, I didn't hear anything. I didn't hear anything. It's like, no, there's going to be announcements. This live feed is being recorded on YouTube right now. So they will be able to replay it and watch it. Again, it's one of those things. I'm trying to give you guys free stuff. I'm actually making more things right now for you guys for Saturday. You know, Wayne requested to make the seat belts. What's up, Pinche? Just tuning. How's it going? How was and again, the fuel rail and IE ended up having to shave all the injector ports. Yeah, I ended up shaving all the fuel injector ports, or cleaning the burrs out of it with the file, and now everything went in. Fuel injectors, and I made my fuel lines. I don't know if you see them right here in the video, but I made brand new fuel lines. Yeah, me too, Cams. I got to finish my Mark IV before anything goes on too. I'm also going to, once the GTI is done, the trailer's coming in and it's going to be done super quick. It's very simple stuff I got to do on my trailer. Yeah, I just made these. So they're plug and play AN lines for 1.8T. We will be making also the same lines if you want to use the stock fuel rail as well. We're going to be using a similar setup, but for stock fuel applications. But you'll have the quick disconnects, but you have a beautiful AN style lines for it made. Bro, it's a trailer. It's got, what, 1, 2, 3 bolts for the bags, and it should drop right in. It shouldn't take you that long to do your bags on a trailer. It's so much easier on a trailer because you don't have the weight of the car. Come on, man. Don't make excuses for that. Oh, and then we made catch can breather lines for the 1.8T too. Either way, you've been working hard, Cams. Have mad respect for you, buddy. So yeah, we made these brand new lines for the breather on the valve cover. This is actually not for the valve. This is for the crankcase breather. And then this one's for the valve cover. for a catch can. I will be making a kind of a like universal style catch can setup so people can have, if you have no battery, we actually have a bracket that I designed so you can mount a catch can where the battery used to sit. So it's pretty cool. And then we're going to have another option as well for a catch can to be located by the fuse or the relay box that sits next to the waterfall tray. So that's an option too coming. Okay, this one's coming out so much better. So the laser cutter using the just like a simple font stuff comes out much nicer. It doesn't like doing images as much. Right, Shabiri? That's right, guys. Dun 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 dun. Do 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 do. Bum 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 bum. What's going on, Momad? Ghost Dog? What's going on, guys? But yeah, we're almost done making some stuff right now, so you guys can see some final results and some of the new merch. Again, everything made in-house. Hey, Freddie, come here. Here's Freddie. We got Freddie and Shabiri. Do 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 do. You guys want to fight? I like to make these guys fight each other. Well, they play fight, but they don't fight. Ready? Get him! Get him! Come on, fight each other. Beat each other up. Come on. Bite his face. Bite his face. Bite his face. Oh, you guys don't want to fight anymore. You guys tired? You guys tired? You guys look tired. All right, guys. Any tips for the rear beam bushing replacement? I plan on dropping the whole rear beam. Yes. First tip for the rear beam replacement, when you drop the whole beam, you have to remove the brake lines. Go get yourself some a little pack of vinyl, the silicone caps. They look like vacuum caps. They come in multicolored. Let me show you. Hold on. I have them like quick access because of this reason. So this guy right here, this pack, you'll see this. So you need this. You have to pull the whole beam out to do the bushings, just FYI. You need to. Trust me. I have a whole DIY on this, and you have to do it. It's 100 times easier if you just drop the entire beam and pull it out. But get this little pack of vacuum caps. It's like $4 or $5. When you pull the brake line out, you put this cap over the brake line so you don't bleed your whole entire brake system and end up causing more headache than you want. Do that per brake line and then drop the whole beam, pull the whole beam out. So what you want to do is once you pull the beam out, there's two ways you can do this, okay? You can, if you have a torch, you can burn the bushing out. So the bushing on the inside, you can burn it. Or if you have a Sawzall, you can cut it out. Once you cut the bushing completely out, you grab your Sawzall. Make sure you have a Sawzall with like a metal cutting blade, and you want to cut the race, which is the bearing or the outer metal piece. You want to cut into it lightly. Once you're pretty deep, if you have a chisel and a hammer, you put it right on the seam of where you're cracking, and you wail on it once or twice to crack it. Once it cracks, the bushing pops right out. The metal sleeve pops right out. If you're going to go polyurethane, then all you need is just a C-clamp, and you just put the metal bushings in, because it's a two-piece bushing. When you go polyurethane, it's a two-piece bushing. You put them on both sides, just use the grease. Yeah, so you got the white lines. Yeah, this is super easy then. And then you just grab a C-clamp, put a piece of wood between the C-clamp and on both sides, and then just squish them together, and you're done. Just repeat the process for left and right. I promise you, I guarantee you, do it off the car. Don't try to do this in the car. It is a pain in the effing butt to try to do that, all right? So, and then once you get it all put back in there, it'll align itself by normally. What you want to do, this is kind of weird, but trust me on this. Unbolt there's a bracket, there's a plate that allows you to center the rear end, okay? Unbolt it, don't remove it, you're just gonna unbolt it, put everything back together. If you're on air suspension, then what you wanna do is air out the car, okay? Put everything back on, but do not bolt in the bracket, just have it loose so it shimmies back and forth. You're gonna air out the car, and then on the back of the car, you're gonna wiggle it left and right, left and right. What's that gonna do is gonna center your plates on the back of the car. Air up slowly, do not air up really quick, air up slowly, and then get underneath there with a ratchet, tighten one bolt on each side, okay? You're gonna tighten them, not like torque them down, you're just gonna tighten them left and right, and then repeat, because it's 4 bolts per side that holds that plate underneath. And you're gonna go back and forth, tighten them down. Do not torque them, just get them snug. Air back out, and then look at the rear end and see if both sides go down evenly. If one side goes down more than the other, then all you have to do is break them loose a little bit, air it back out, shimmy it until everything centers itself. All right, hopefully that it makes sense to you, cams, when you're doing this, because if you don't, what happens over time with the stock bushings, they go out, and then your plates, if you ever get an alignment shop will kind of will align your rear end using those plates. And a lot of times when that's done, when you go back and you put brand new bushings, you're off anywhere from like a 2-3 millimeters to almost a 1/4 inch on one end to the other. I had the problem. Even if your car was perfectly centered and you hit a pothole on the back end, it will shimmy that whole back end sometimes. So there's your answer for that. Okay, that came out really cool on this material. Check this out, guys. So that came out really cool. You guys can see that. That came out pretty dope. Okay, last question. How do I fix the rest of the toe if I'm on centering plates, just washers? You do not fix toe in the back end. The centering plates should automatically have a toe repair. So if you're using Fabless Manufacturing's centering plates, aka they're also known as drop plates, they lower, they give you camber, and they fix the toe for the rear. Do not add washers because the car will get squirrely on the end. They are designed to correct the camber and toe on those plates. If you, I'll be on VAG plates. VAG plates. I've never heard of VAG plates. Let me see. Let me look that up really quick. Are they old? I don't remember VAG. It's a VAG camber kit. I've never heard of that, man. I don't know. If you have a lot of camber in the rear, using washers, I'm telling you this right now, makes the rear end wobble when you drive and when you hit bumps. So yeah, so you have extreme camber. It's gonna drive like shit. I'm just telling you that right now. I ran, I think, -5 in the back with washers on a drop plate, and the car drove like complete garbage. I don't have anything I can recommend you, unfortunately. Nothing. There are shim plates that offer a full-size shim that offer toe correction. I would look that up, but there's nothing I can personally suggest to fix that. Oh yeah, yeah. Once you go past two degrees camber, it will drive like total garbage. 2 degrees is kind of the max on a Mark IV. Yeah, no, that's exactly what you're doing. That's correct. You are making it look better, but drive a lot worse. That is correct. So this one came out fantastic on the darker wood. So you'll notice this one over here. This is on 50% laser engraving, and this one is on, I believe, like 25%. So this looks so much better on the darker wood. So these coasters are definitely going to be made. We're going to make a set of these tonight. So here's one. Hey, Don Pama. So this one was a complete failure, unfortunately. It's double-sided, and it failed, unfortunately. I'm pretty sad about that because I really like this material. But, hey, it happens, you know what I mean? So what we're going to do is probably make more simple designs on here versus these complicated ones. We'll see what's going on in 3D prints as well. All right, seatbelts are halfway done. The strut cover is almost done. That one might have to be printed slower. That one came out with a little fail on the end, I can tell already. But that's what happens when we make something for the first time. All right, so I'm going to make a full set of these coasters. All right, next coaster being made. All right, anybody have any questions while we're doing this live? Any other VW questions? I mean, we got turbo questions, Kinetic Motorsports. Welcome, welcome. We got turbos here. Here, I'll throw in the turbo right here. You guys like turbo stuff? There's a turbo right there for you guys. You know, if this is bringing your attention, then I will leave a turbo on my desk at all times for your attention. You know, I got another turbo over there too. You know, I got like 3 extra turbos in my shipping container. I can bring them all out. You know, but what do you guys want to talk about? That's what I'm here for. I'm here to talk. See what's going on. Any questions at all? This is 1. I have a question regarding a Mafless speed density tune, custom big turbo 1.8 maestro uridine. Got any tips for replacing the oil cooler on a Mark IV 180? Yes, I do. Interesting stuffs. I'll be doing that soon. Okay, so this is 1. I have a question regarding the Mafless density tuned custom big turbo 1.8. So what's your question? This is Juan. I need to know what the actual question is. Got any tips for? Yes, I do have tips on replacing the oil cooler. It's super easy. It's super, super easy. So for Sebastian, the process is, so the oil cooler, take the oil filter off. There's a 27 millimeter nut. It's a flat nut that's in there. You're going to take the 2 coolant lines out. You can do it on the car. You don't have to do anything else. You can do it right on the car. You need a 27 millimeter socket. When you need a deep socket, 27 millimeter, go in there, extension, and then break it loose. It just pulls right out. And you need the oil cooler and the O-ring. All right. The O-ring is special. It's very unique. It's a big O-ring, about 2 inches big, I think, or almost 3 inches big. It has little like sticky points on it. It just goes right in. Pop it in. Torque it back to spec. I believe the spec is like 12 or 15 pounds. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it's around there. You can do it you can do it all underneath the car. It's super easy to do. You don't have to worry about taking anything out. It slides right out. Okay, recently having issues running rich around 12 to 12.6 AFR at running temperature, which should be around 14, still at idle. Also, when the clutch is in while driving, RPMs dip and hunt, then corrects. Okay, so for your AFR for being too rich, it could be a couple reasons. Number 1, since you are on a, let me see. You are mathless. So if you're mathless and you're running on a map, you're pretty much running on map tune. Saying you smoke tested, drives great under load, check vacuum line for manifold and booster. And I'll have to get the deep socket. Thank you. Yeah. So you smoke tested it, drives great under load. Look for vacuum. So here's one thing you probably didn't check. And this is a very common and weird issue. Check your coolant temperature sensor. Check for corrosion on your coolant temperature sensor. Believe it or not, your coolant temp sensor controls voltage in your car. If that sensor has a lot of corrosion, it will screw with your idle, even if you're MAFless. This is a weird issue on, yes, that's correct, on the four-way flange. It's an interesting sensor. It controls a lot of weird stuff, and it will control your idle. If that sensor has a ton of corrosion, since it's brass, what happens with the sensor, it starts sending bad voltage signals and fueling gets all weird. Another thing that can happen, since you are you catless by any chance? Do you run a cat or no cat on the car? This is Juan. This Juan. Wu Juan. I'm just wondering if you want a cat or not on the car. Because if you don't, catless, only running on the correct, you're running on the wideband O2 sensor. So when you're running on wideband only and map, so you're running everything pretty much based off a boost, you run rich pretty often, and your O2 sensors fry up a lot sooner than normal. So my guess is that O2 sensor is also failing. You go through O2 sensors a lot faster because what's happening is that it's trying to adjust fuel at the O2 sensor level using the MAP sensor at the same time to accommodate. Using a MAF sensor, it's adjusting fuel first before it even comes out of the exhaust. And then what happens when it goes to the exhaust, it corrects it after the fact. So you don't have your fail-safe for fuel adjustments. So what's happening is that your O2 sensor is probably fouled up over time, and you need to get a new O2 sensor. When I run MAFless, I tend to swap out my O2 sensors every 2 years because I start getting all weird fueling over time, and I notice it pretty often. So yeah, I would try replacing first your coolant temp sensor and then your O2 sensor and see what happens with your fueling. See if it corrects itself after the fact. Yeah, very smart. That is what I would do. That's exactly what I would do is look up VCDS and see what the voltage is doing. But you'll probably see voltage all over the freaking room. It's supposed to be a constant signal. So if you're getting weird voltage spikes, it's probably, yeah. And then where did you put the O2 sensor in your exhaust system? Because it does matter. So if you ran the O2 sensor by the cat, you're getting the information too late. You need to run the O2 sensor right at the exhaust port of the turbo. If not, you're going to get bad readings as well. Just FYI. A lot of people make that mistake because they run a cat and the cat is doing the correction for you at the end. Versus where now we don't have a cat, so we want the O2 sensor immediately. So you have a P0, so you have a weird lean code, and that's because it's not tuned correctly. So you definitely have to work on that. 6 inches down from the V-band flange off the turbo. Okay, that's perfectly fine. So that's a good spot. So yeah, it's the tune. Something's up with your tune. There's either something up with the tune or there's an issue with some voltage somewhere that's causing the weird readouts for you. You're going down the correct path of fixing all this, by the way. Everything you've mentioned is exactly what I would do. But the only thing I didn't mention is obviously the coolant sensor. All right, let me go check on this really quick. That's almost done. That's funny, Sebastian. Yeah, the too lean bank code is very common on Mark IVs. The first reason is vacuum leak. If you got a vacuum leak, then the second one is a coolant sensor. Third one, O2 sensor. And then after that, fuel injectors. Fuel injectors on these cars very, very rarely fail, but they do. And if they do fail, it's probably because your fuel filter is probably clogged. Time for a replacement fuel filter, and then get your injectors cleaned and then go from there. I'm thinking about getting the fuel injector machine to do fuel injection cleaning in my shop too. All right, let me move these fittings, these lines out of the way. A lot of smoke in here. Let me open the door. Yeah, man, there's a lot of troubleshooting stories I've gone through, especially at Mark IVs. My favorite troubleshooting story is my fuel pump, and that was actually recent. It wasn't kicking on, and I was trying to figure out what the heck is going on. And believe it or not, I thought it was my relay. So I popped on, took off my relay, popped it on, took off my relay, and it wasn't my relay. So I went to go check the fuse, and the fuse was popped. Now, you would think, oh, you know, blown fuse, pop in another one. And yeah, immediately popped in the fuse, and then I heard the fuel pump kick on. So I'm like, all right, good. Crank, 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 and nothing happened. If you guys watch the beginning of my New Home, New Beginning series on YouTube, I go through this whole entire process because it was weird and I couldn't figure it out. So we ended up trying to figure out, because they kept on popping the fuse, kept on popping. And I'm just like, dude, the fuel pump's kicking on. It sounds fine. The car would run for about a couple seconds and then shut off, and the fuse would go pop. So the first thing that comes to mind is corrosion or a messed up wire somewhere. And so we ran a test. All the wiring's passed. So all the wires passed. They had no corrosion, no resistance, no weird sensor going off. So someone suggested, hey, I think your fuel pump might have a short in it or it might be clogged. So in the video, if you guys watch the YouTube channel, if you go to the video, I pull the fuel pump out, I put in a bucket of gasoline, and I run a wire and a battery to it, and I run the fuel pump backwards. So the cool thing, it's a motor. So if you run the polarities backwards, it'll just run the pump backwards. And I did that, and a bunch of gunk came out of it. A bunch of plastic came out. And it's actually the rubber from the seal that seals your gas tank. So when you have your gas tank for a long term, the rubber inside of there starts to foul up. Rubber and gasoline and rubber and oil don't mix, period. They love to foul, and they just to cause problems. So the rubber seal that seals your gas tank was all like chunky. And I'm just like, dude, this is a freaking $300 fuel pump, not the assembly. Just the little tiny pump is $300. It's a 300 LPH pump, so liters per hour. It's a high performance fuel pump. And I'm all like, I think I killed my pump. So I ended up draining the entire gas tank. I drained the gas tank, bought a new seal. I ended up I actually dug into my gas tank and I started pouring gasoline inside of it, cleaning all the debris out. There was so much crap in my gas tank. I was just like, I'm impressed. I'm impressed that this did not kill my fuel pump sooner than later. So I ended up flushing out my fuel pump, running it forward, backwards. I was just praying to the car gods, the VW car gods, that this is going to fix my problem. And I go in there and I put a new fuel line, I put a new fuse in it, put the relay on, crank the car, and it doesn't want to start. But it didn't pop the fuse. So I'm like, what's going on? And I forgot that I flipped the hoses on accident, turned the hoses around in the correct orientation, crank. Boom, car turns right on. I'm just like, oh, thank you. I didn't want to spend another $300 in a fuel pump. That solved the problem. So if you have a 20-year-old Mark IV and you're having fuel pump issues, pull the fuel pump up, put a brand new gasket in there, run the polarities backwards and forwards on the fuel pump, get that cleaned out, and then get your car back up and running. That took me almost 2 days to figure out, by the way. So yeah, there you go. There's one of my stories. So right now I'm making a little rubber fixture. So that way when I put the coasters in, it automatically centers and I can just make more faster. Because I got the design. These coasters came out freaking solid. Look at that. That came out dope. So that's number 2, Dunzo. So I like the line going across like that. I'm gonna see it going up and down, see how that turns out. Up and down pattern versus going across. See how that looks. Oh, this is much smaller. What the hell? Well, that's not. What? Oh, they fell off. Gotta frame this one. It's too far to the left. All right. So I'm just making a little fixture here. So when I drop a coaster in, I don't have to like center it all the time. And then the 3D print just finished. Now this one that just got printed did fail. I'll tell you that right now. But it failed in a way that helps me make a decision on how to repair it. All right, so that's going. Okay, stop. Let's start. All right. Anybody have any questions at all? Let me go pull out that 3D print, by the way. Woo, hot, 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 hot. Hot off the press. So this failed, just so you guys know. And I'll show you how it failed. And this happens because when you print ABS, you have to be very careful on how you print it. And I'll show you guys what I mean by that, because it has some weird failures here. It's inconsistent, and that's because the temperature from the bed from here to here didn't transfer correctly. There we go. So, and that's an easy fix. We just got to up the temperature a little bit more inside the chamber, and that will prevent that from happening again. But I can show you guys the end result, at least, so you guys can understand what we're going to be making. So like we were talking about last time, these are the Mark IV strut caps right here. These are the factory ones. What guided the decision to use ABS? What guided the decision to use ABS for 3D prints? So the reason why you have to use ABS is for strength. Every plastic in the world that's manufactured is ABS plastic. There are that are used for in general, like for car stuff, or what's the word? Not just for car stuff, for like toys, car parts, stuff you use in house is all ABS. Very few things uses PETG, which is the stuff like that you use for containers for like chemicals, milk, fluids in general is used with that plastic. But this is an ABS version of this strut cover that I designed years ago. I've never sold these products actually until now. But until I get the actual printing process solid, I'm not going to be selling these yet. But here you go. This is using my logo on top of it. Just a very simple logo on top. And you'll notice it has still the Mark IV. Oh, let me pull out the bottom of this too. There you go. So you'll notice it has the same bottom end right here. We do add anchors to the print. You'll see it has an anchor. You'll see little anchors. This makes it harder to bend left and right. But we give it a design. We have up to 6 different designs on it, and this one has my logo on it. So it just makes it more aesthetically pleasing if you're going to have these in your engine bay. Right now, they're just going to come in black. If these do really well, I will be offering them in different colors. These are designed for the standard hole for your Mark IV on your strut. Sometimes the hole is a little bit, the bolt hole is thicker than usual. If that does happen, mention that to me, and then we can probably shave the inside of it more so it fits better. All right, this one just finished. This one is printed in PLA. I print this in PLA because this is not a manufactured part. This is a part for my 3D printer. So I'll show you guys that in a minute. I'm going to reprint that because I need 2 of them. Need a fan on in here. Hopefully that helps. Yeah, blow out the smoke out of here. So this right here is for capturing moisture in my 3D printer. I found this model on Thingiverse. So this is what it does, is these are silica decandescent balls. I don't know how to pronounce it, but silica. And silica captures moisture in the air. And we use this little container, you guys can hear that, to capture the moisture inside of the printer. Now you'll see here on my screen, it's at 46% moisture inside that machine. And it's because this right here, this is the same thing but in powder form. And it's already like gooey on the inside. And that's because it absorbed all the moisture in the air inside that box. Hi Lulu, what you doing over here, Mama? We'll let you out. Oh, yeah, it's smoky in here. That's why there's a fan on. Yeah. Like a hot box. Yeah. Look how they turned out. So, come over here in camera. See how you are. The wife never wants to be on camera. I like the white streak. It gives it character. These are the coaster holders that we make here in house. It has my logo on the bottom of the coaster. I'm still considering if I'm going to leave the logo on the PincheAls garage on the front of the coaster. I might not do that. I just think I'm just going to have the logo on the bottom and that's it. I was actually going to call you for that. Thank you. You hear the frogs outside? Yeah, the little green one? That's like a tree frog. I'm almost done tonight, so I'm just gonna finish off one more of those coasters and that's it. Do the shirts shrink on the first few washes? So the shirts that we order or that we make should be pre-washed or pre-shrunk. It's stated on the website when you go there. So please check them out. Yeah, they're usually pre-shrunk, so you think you'll be okay. I just added this design to the store. What's up? They're just standard t-shirts. There is that one option, but I'm going to delete it. So, but yeah, they are pre-shrunk, Sebastian. I'm going to be making Mark 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 shirts soon. So I already have Mark 4. I'm going to be making all generations, all different type of shirts designs. So stay tuned for that as well, guys. There's a lot of new shirts going to be coming out soon. It's time consuming on my end, so I don't do it all the time. Oh, thank you, Sebastian. There's more. I'm actually missing like 4 or 5 Mark IV shirts still. I have a bunch of them. I have an R32 shirt. I have I can't remember. I have a bunch of them. There's a bunch of them that are missing. Yeah, and then on our online store, we have economy shipping now. So it's just standard ground shipping. You're looking at like I'm trying to have them ship at $4, but it's hard because it depends on where it's going to in the US. US, Mexico, and Canada, I think I can ship to. It's hit or miss when it goes for like $4, but on average, it's been shipping about $5 to $6 for everyone, from what I've heard when you order t-shirts. It just depends on the order, but I try to get them shipped as cheap as possible. And if you guys have any ideas for a new shirt design, please tell me. If you have your car, if you want me to do your car on a t-shirt, tell me. I am more than willing to do your car on a t-shirt. That's what PincheAl's Garage has always been about, is the community, by the way. All right, this laser cut is done. That's weird. That failed. Well, that didn't come out right. That actually completely burned. That's weird. Oh, that's why. Stop. Dang it. Stupid laser moved all the way up. It lost its alignment. That's weird. Ah, well, there's another one. A red MK4 GTI would be sweet. Okay. Do you want that? I can do that. Do you want it on the back or the front of the shirt, Sebastian? And what wheels do you want on it? I can do my best to get the right wheels on it. Tell me right now, because I will put it on the store for you. A red Mark IV GTI. What else do you want on it? Let me write this down, by the way. Just need a notepad. Oh, I just had pens. Here we go. All right, so Sebastian Soto 2755. All right, you want a red MK4 GTI. What else did you want? What else do you want on it? On the front or the back of the shirt? A 20th edition with Aristos, okay. 20th Aristos. I know exactly what you want. Do you want it bagged, static? What do you want in the background? Do you want it in a round logo? Do you want a rectangle logo? I'm writing this down so I can actually do this because just because you said that, I'm gonna do it tonight. I'm gonna make it for you, Sebastian. Just so you guys, everybody else knows here on TikTok and YouTube, this is what I do. This is how I make the community get involved with car stuff. And I'm gonna put it on the community page and Facebook and all the other ones so everyone can see the artwork. I'll try to do 2 or 3 different variations of it. And then you decide on which one you want. And then we'll make it. But do you want it on the front or the back of the t-shirt, Sebastian? And do you want it a round logo or do you want a rectangle? Or a square? We can do a square too. Probably static, not cambered, back of the shirt, circle. Okay. So back of shirt, circle logo. Do you want anything in the background of the car? You know, maybe the VW logo in the background or something in the background, like a city, like a cityscape, or like a, I don't know, a beach, like sunset. I don't know. Tell me. This is part of it. And then for the front logo, do you want my classic? Do you want a little tiny logo on the front of the shirt? Or do you want my new logo on the front of the shirt? I can do whichever one you like. Or do you like that retro? Oh, hold on. You're considering the background and the front logo. Well, you got to give me more information. Come on. I need more information about considering. Because I'm going to do it tonight. I'm going to make this for you tonight. And I want you to see it tomorrow, see how you like it. So I'm going to be busy tonight. And everybody on TikTok and YouTube, if you have some ideas for some t-shirt designs, please send them to me. I will make them for you guys. Okay, so a beach sunset. Okay. All right. What logo do you want on the front of the shirt? Do you want the classic logo, or do you want the picture of the car that we're doing on the front as well? Because I can do both. You can just tell me what you like on the front of the shirt. Do you want the logo in the middle, or do you want the on the like kind of like the chest, the heart, or the heart logo right over here on the upper left corner, or on the center of your chest, just a small logo? I already got the back going, so now I need to do the front for you. I already got what I need down already, so. Maybe the same one and on the back, small. Small on the front. Okay, so the same, but on the heart. Okay, no problem. What's up, Ruthless? So, got it. Okay. Okay, I know exactly what you want. So, yeah, we'll just duplicate the back and the front logo. Just have a small one on the upper left-hand corner of the heart, and then a big one on the back. How big would you like it? 10, 12 inches? Usually I do like a 10 to 11 inch logo on the back since it's going to be round. A 10-inch one is pretty big. 11 inches is like the back. I mean, I can go up to 12 for the back logo, but then like when people see it, it's gonna like kind of curve on the edges. So 10 inches is better. It kind of looks more centered and appropriate on your back. So, and I'll do 10. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do 10-inch on back. And then it's 3-inch on the front. Okay, so 10-inch on the back and a 3-inch right here in the upper left-hand corner of your heart. Done. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. That's our first custom t-shirt design for our community. Sebastian, got you down. Sebastian Soto. All right, 2755. If anyone here on TikTok and YouTube wants a custom t-shirt made for Mark 1 all the way to Mark 8, please hit me up. Give me some ideas and I can think it up and draw it out for you guys. I was going to put no words on it at all, but could we do no words on the back, but keep the words on the front? It won't have any words at all. It will have my logo, depending on the manufacturer we're working with. It might have our logo on the t-shirt stamp on the inside of the shirt, but that's it. No one will know if it's PincheAl's Garage or not, which is kind of like how I like to do it anyways, because people were asked, it's like, oh, where'd you get that shirt from? Just say you got it from PincheAlsGarage.com. That's it. And then once we make and design the shirt, it's going to come in like 6 different sizes and like 4 or 5 different colors. So it's up to you and how you want to pick your shirt, okay? But yeah, I'll do that for you, buddy. Before I say goodnight to everyone and start on this project, does anybody want a custom t-shirt made for them? If so, please speak now or wait until the next live stream. If no one says anything, I'm going to call it a night. No, you're welcome. You're welcome, Sebastian. That's what that's what I'm here for. Anybody has any questions before I call this a night? I'm going to be like, deuces, and get back to work. The seatbelts are almost done, by the way. Sebastian, be ready to see the design either tonight on the community page on YouTube, okay? I will post the design on YouTube, and I'll post them on Instagram, Facebook, and I'll also put them on TikTok. I'll even put the designs on TikTok just for the fun. All right, this coaster came out pretty dope too. This one's all solid brown. There you go. Number 3 done. Fortunately, number 4 completely failed, which is really annoying. That's trash. All right, man. No one else is commenting. We're going to call it a night. Thank you, everyone, for watching this live stream. As always, we're going to break, we're going to fix, and repeat. Peace out. Everyone have a wonderful night. Be safe out there. I'm excited to do this tonight. So have a good one, guys.